Or let's get into understanding part 2. Begin. I just recorded understanding part 1 like a couple of like an hour or so ago. How did I fucking forget what was happening in that story? All right, we I think Yuri got like pissed off or something like okay, Sayori is not really interested in fantasy. She's just like kayfabing or some shit. For the first time, Sayori is the first to enter the club room. Anxiety courses through her relentlessly. Will Yuri show up today? Sitting at the desk, she stamps her feet in an attempt to calm down. Why am I letting this affect me so much? I'm doing everything I can to make Yuri happy, but my best wasn't good enough. But it was still my best, but I'm letting everyone down. I'm just always such just a disappointment. Why does she always go that way? Sayori continues to wrestle with her self-deprecating thoughts. Every tiny noise causes her to lift her head in anticipation of Yuri's arrival. Nothing? Minutes pass, nobody enters the club room. Not Yuri, not Monica. Gosh, I'm so late. Why did I offer to help those other students with their work? I'm such a pushover sometimes. I'm going to leave such a bad impression on new club members like Yuri if I'm not the first one there. Monica rounds the corner, approaching the club room. As she does so, Yuri? Oh, she was standing outside because she was like, maybe I was too rude. Yuri jumps at the sound of Monica's voice. She's sitting outside the club room against the wall next to the door. Embarrassed, she quickly closes the book she was reading and stands up. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, I'm so late. You didn't have to wait outside for me. The door to the club room is open. It's not. Yuri's Tam wasn't able to explain herself. She peers inside the club room through the window and then looks away. Actually, I was just wondering if I could help you today instead. Me? With club publicity stuff? Yes. Monica is utterly confused. Why is Yuri asking this all of a sudden when she was so eager to spend time with Sayori before? Did they not get along after all? Monica looks into the club room herself to see Sayori sitting alone inside. Okay, it's kind of a simple job, but I'd be happy for you to tag along. Me too. Monica is worried, but she finds it difficult to insert herself in whatever conflict that may have arisen. It's a little ironic. She realizes that she could be so conflict avoidant after having been in the debate club. Okay, let's take a walk together. It's just have to make copies of this new flyer, then go around the billboard and replace the old ones with the new ones. Yuri nods and the two set off. The two walk in silence. Without Sayori, Monica finds it quite difficult to strike up conversation. So, how's everything been going? Fine. That's good. Neither of them follow up with anything more. Monica tenses up at the stinted conversation. How the heck does Harry do it? Sorry, I didn't see you yesterday. I went straight to the computer lab to work on the flyers. Harry told me. What did you two end up doing yesterday? Just some reading. Oh, I'm glad. I'm really starting to feel more like a literature club. It's really starting to feel more like a literature club now. Yeah. It's kind of funny. I felt so intimidated at first when I heard about the kind of reading you were into. But you know, it's kind of stupid of me because I'm just intimidated by things I'm not good at. It's silly to assume that everyone who comes to the club will have the same interests as me. But it's so cool that you were able to get Sayori into it. It's like the club is working. I'm really happy about it. She's not into it. Huh? She's not into it, and I'm stupid for forcing it onto her. Yuri falls silent again, as if she started her thoughts, but can't figure out how to continue. Did something happen? Yuri sighs. No, it's just me. Yuri pauses. Huh? I'm thinking. Oh, she's thinking. That's funny. A moment passes in silence, then Yuri shakes her head. I shouldn't be complaining to you all of a sudden. Don't be silly. I won't think you're complaining. I just want to make sure you feel welcome. If it's important to that, then you can tell me anything. Well, I do feel welcome. Too welcome, I guess. It's not an issue with the club. It's just an issue with me. I feel wrong to inconvenience you with it. Monica pauses and thinks. Well, what if we put it this way? It's my job as president to understand the needs of the club members, right? We're going to have all kinds of people joining the club, hopefully, anyway. And learning about the diverse needs and interests of everyone will help me come up with club activities that everyone can help with and can be happy with. That everyone can be happy with, not just only some people. Of course, I need to be looking out for everyone. Otherwise, what kind of club would it be? I see. Yuri looks a little more relaxed. Signals to Monica that switching from a sympathetic approach to a pragmatic one was a good choice. Every individual truly does have their own needs. Okay. Yuri takes a deep breath. I'm a really weird and awkward person. I've accepted that about myself. I just don't know how to, connect with other people. How is it so easy for everyone else? How do you just make conversation about any arbitrary topic? I can talk for hours about things that I'm into. Unfortunately, so much that I don't know when to stop. But for anything else, I just have no idea what to say. So I understand that about myself. So I'm just not good with people. I can't help it. So it feels like whenever I'm confronted with new social situations, I'm either ignored or made fun of or taken pity on. And Sayuri falls into the third category. What? Hold on. You're saying that Sayuri is taking pity on you? Yuri nods. I just wanted to be treated like a normal person. If you don't like me or don't connect with my interests, then just tell me. I can accept that and move on. Sayuri is too nice to me. I'm stupid for not realizing she would just go along with whatever I pushed onto her. Nobody deserves to put themselves through that kind of discomfort just because they pity some weirdo who doesn't know how to make friends. It's the worst feeling. I hate it. Yuri's sharp words cut through the tense air. It's cringe words. I don't know what type of fucking internal monologue. I mean, do high schoolers even have these sort of internal monologues? I mean, I'm like I'm in my 20s and I don't have these sort of. I mean, no, not really. It's not on the level of, oh man, that person said this or that person was doing this. This must be what happening. Maybe I'm just not sensitive at all. Maybe that's why I never really paid attention to these things, or either that or this is just bullshit and no one actually thinks that these sort of things except for girls, I guess. Yuri sharp words cut through the tense air. Somewhere in the middle of the conversation, the two stop short in the hallway, prioritizing the conversation over their original task. Monica looks at Yuri. Yuri only looks down with her fist clenched. I think you should tell her that. I could never say that to someone's face. It's pathetic. Sayuri is different. Making people happy is the most important thing to her. I'm sure that that's all she's trying to do. So if you're able to explain to her what makes you happy, then she'll do anything to make it happen. That's the problem. What kind of friendship has when one person always trying to cater to the other person's weird needs? Sorry, I'm making myself sound so... No, I think I'm starting to understand. Mark hesitates to finish her thought out loud. It's something that Sayuri would be able to say better. Sayuri is someone who will give anyone however much kindness they need in order to smile. But Yuri, who has difficulty accepting kindness, must be driving Sayuri to the even more... Must be driving Sayuri to be even more assertive in her kindness, further exasperating the matter. Interesting. Why? Oh, because Yuri has a difficult time accepting kindness, and that makes Sayuri wants to go hardcore on the kindness. I don't know. Neither person is to blame, but it's an issue that can't be resolved without them understanding each other better. Sayuri wants to be your friend, I promise that. It's okay for different people to have different needs. I mean, Sayuri, she has her own needs too, but good friends work together and can be what they need for each other. You just have to be You just have to have good communication and talk about it. I don't have good communication. Yuri stops and shakes her head. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. That is just it's so resistant to everything. I'm pushing such a kind person away from me because of it. Yuri pauses to think. I'm so tired of this cycle I'm creating for myself. I think I'm so afraid of people pushing me away that I just push them away first. How thoughtless and immature of me. Yuri takes a deep breath and exhales. I didn't mean for this to turn into a whole venting session, but I understand now that I just need to communicate with her. You're totally fine. It's for the club, remember? You're just helping make the club a better place for everyone. Yeah. Yuri falls silent again. She looks like she wants to say something. This kind of critical thinking is something I'm really bad at. You know about people, so thank you. Anytime. Monica smiles at Yuri. For just a moment, Yuri finds it in herself to meet Monica's gaze, returning a shy smile of her own. If it feels like I'm stopping and not talking again and again, it's because of the fucking lag situation. Because if I keep talking when it starts to lag, then there's going to be a bunch of black screens in between. That's why I can't continuously talk, and I don't know why there's so much saliva forming in my mouth as well. But that's another thing. Yuri and Monica finish replacing the old flyers with the new ones. More accurately, Monica mostly did the work while Yuri followed along. But as the club room once again draws near, so does Yuri's confrontation. I can't do this. Yes, you can. It'll be great. Yuri sighs and shakes her head. I'm never going to feel confident enough. I just have to do it. If I don't do it now, I never will. Yuri starts towards the door, then turns to face Monica. You're not just going to wait outside, are you? I can take a walk. Want me to get a... What? You're not just going to wait. Oh, okay, because she doesn't want her to stand right outside the door. Want me to get you a coffee or something? Actually, I prefer tea. I like to make my own though, so please don't worry about me. Although I suppose that's one downside of reading here in the club rather than at home. I don't get to drink tea while reading. So I guess that has nothing to do with this. You know, another dimension, I bet we could get permission to keep stuff for tea in the club room. You can use like an electric kettle to heat up water, right? Would that really be possible? I'll look into it. I think it would be great. Yuri smiles and nods at thought. Well, I'll be back in a bit. Good luck. Monica waves at Yuri, then turns around and departs down the hallway as Yuri's smile fades once more. A moment of daydreaming about tea isn't enough to save her from anxiety of the task that lies before her. but it must be done. Taking one more deep breath, Yuri timidly opens the clubroom door. Yuri? Wait, hold on, I'm not done yet. What? Sari shuffles a bunch of paper around. Yuri stammers, her words suddenly caught in her throat. At that moment, she realizes how Sari has been spending her afternoon. I wasn't expecting you to come today. I was really hoping to make it all the way through to the next chapter first, but I got most of the way through it. Look. Sari holds up a sheet of paper. It's a page of notes, beautifully produced with indentation, categories, even color coding. Oh, fuck off. Who fucking make notes like that with colors and shit? Man, that's fucking, like, it's just not for me. I just can't do it. As Yuri sees it, her expression shifts from anxiety to despair. I was afraid you were getting disappointed in me, so I've been really trying hard. Stop. Yuri presses her fist against her forehead? That's a weird thing to do. Please stop. I can't take this. Yuri? Sari's voice quivers in shock after having received the exact opposite response she was expecting. I'm sorry. Sari looks away in guilt. Did I do something wrong? I don't understand. If I did something wrong, please tell me. Yuri shakes her head. No, it's me. I keep putting myself in these situations where people are afraid to treat me normally. If you don't like this kind of reading, it's okay. Please just tell me. I don't need to be treated differently just because I'm weird. But I don't treat you differently. I just want my friends to be happy. So I thought that if I did something together you really like, I don't want your pity. Oh boy, why did I do that? It's still not working out. Yuri sinks to her knees. Her voice squeaks. I'm sorry. Tears of guilt and self-loathing begin to stream down her face. This isn't how it's supposed to go. Why is it so hard just to articulate your thoughts? Why do you end up pushing everyone away from you? Yuri's mind pounds with internal accusation as she shuts her eyes and unable to face Sari or the rest of the world. She should leave, just escape from here before Monica sees her like this and before Sari tells Monica what she did. But before Yuri can put any strength into her leg, she feels a warm pair of arms gently wrap around her from behind. That's a nice CG. Interesting. When these girls are too fucking sensitive, holy shit. Or maybe it's just that we grew up to be not sensitive at all. Maybe that's the case. But yeah, it's okay. Sari whispers in a soothing voice. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Overcome by despair, Yuri finds herself unable to protest or pull away from Sari's kind gesture. Yuri sniffles, breathing heavily through a clenched throat, trying with all her willpower to control herself. I understand. I understand the things you're feeling in your head are different from the things you're trying to say. I know that must be what you're feeling right now. I promise I understand that. So I'll give you as much time as you need. When you're ready, just tell me your feelings and we'll talk about them together, okay? Yuri sniffles again, nods her head. She gives herself a minute to compose her thoughts, then speaks while steadying her voice. Were her eyes open in the last CG, or did that change? I just didn't notice enough. Yuri is... I don't know why, it looks like Yuri is very small in this CG. Despite the fact that normally she looks huge compared to everyone else, but okay. She gives herself a minute to compose her thoughts, then speaks while steadying her voice. I think I've gotten so used to people being weirded out by me that it feels like anyone who's nice to me is just doing it out of pity. They're so horrible with people, so it makes me not want to believe that someone can actually like me for who I am. Yuri pauses, but Sari doesn't interrupt. Rather, she waits for Yuri to continue. I got so excited when I joined the literature club. I thought that it was finally my chance to make friends with through my interests, because my interests are the only thing I know how to talk about. It's all I have going for me. But then, whenever I catch myself getting overly obsessed in front of other people, it feels like I'm making a fool of myself. I hate myself for it. Ultimately, I just want to be treated like a normal person, but how am I supposed to expect that when I can't behave like one? I just want to learn how to get along with people and stop ruining things for myself. That's all. Yuri finishes her thought, feeling more steady after having gotten them out. Sari, who can feel Yuri's breath rise and fall from underneath her arms, realizes that as well. Thank you for helping me understand you a little bit better. You know, you're so great at helping me while you were reading. So I'll help you with the things that you need too, but I feel like it would just be frustrating for you with how much patience I require sometimes. That sounds kind of familiar. I wouldn't stop worrying about that while you were reading. I was so afraid that you would get frustrated with me, but I would never do that. I did my best to reassure you by mentioning how I have a lot of patience. Yeah, I know, but my irrational fears just won't be quiet sometimes. I'm sure it's the same for you, right? Yeah, irrational fears. Well, there's no way you could frustrate me because I already like you as the person that you are. I know you said you have a hard time believing that, but I promise that it's true. You don't have to be a social person for people to like you. I think you're really considerate in your own way, worrying so much about people's feelings. We're all kind of weird. It's the literature club. It's the best part that we're all different, have different interests. Like about the book, I'm reading it because I want to. I promise that's what I really want. It's a bit struggle, but try not to mistake that for me not enjoying it. I mean, we could never discover new things if we didn't try them first, right? I want to learn the reason that you love it so much. And in the end, if it's not for me, then I can say that. But I'm glad that I tried it. Tried it and learned more about you. That's you're like super duper smart. I want that to rub off on me. Rub off on me. Yuri fights back a smile at that comment. Already the heavy atmosphere surrounding her seems to be evaporated through the caress of Sari's arms. That's a weird face she's making. Look at that. It's kind of weird. Your hair is so pretty. I always wanted long hair, but I was awful at taking care of it, so I cut it all off. Okay, are we getting into lesbo territory? What's happening? Yuri's tension relaxes. For once, she feels like she's just listening rather than worrying so much about saying the right thing. Sari sends comforting Yuri's comfort. Sari sensing Yuri's comfort lets her rest. It must be so difficult for her to feel relaxed around other people. But if the literature club can make it happen, then it's something that she deserves to experience. Man, this is overly sensitive. Like, this is way beyond a certain point of sensitivity. Like, holy shit. I don't know why did they decide to add this stuff into the game with the plus version. Well then, based on my understanding of your feeling, I suppose I wouldn't mind if you were to continue reading. Is the classroom tilted? No, it's always like this, I think. That's what I wanted to hear. But we can stop at any time. If you truly don't like it, please be honest about it. I won't be offended. Of course. I'm not gonna judge anything this early on though. So we'll just see what happens. Oh, and it's not good to touch people without their consent first. Seriously? Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Oh, you didn't. I mean, I suppose it was kind of nice. I was just saying. I'm back. What is that behind her? Oh, she just... Oh, okay. I was like, why is she hiding her hand behind her back? Monica's back. I haven't seen you like at all recently. Sari trots over to Monica. She whispers loudly. Can I hug you? Sure, Sari. Wraps around her arms around Monica. Yeah, Yuri, it might be good to know. Sari can be kind of a hug monster. They don't call me a monster. Artemis is a monster. If you nourish the kingdom, it could spell disaster. Yuri laughs. Monica perplexedly looks between the two, then smiles. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying your reading so far. It's like our first real activity as a literature club. About that, well, you've been so patient with exploring my interest. I think that it would be inconsiderate of me not to return the favor to you. Learn about the things that you like. Yes. Do you like poetry? Yuri smiles. And I think that might be the end of understanding 3-2. What is it? Let's see if we got any CG. I think it's just the new CG that we just got. Why is it so fucking slow? Why is it lagging? What is happening? Oh, here's a new one we got. I believe in you. Is there a suicide one in here? Be positive, Sayori. Oh, that S, seriously. Let's see. Does not look like it. It does not look like it. And we got a mail. Let's see. Oh my god. It's the same shit from the same guy. OMG. Okay, who's responsible for creating a Twitter account for Monica? I think it's hilarious, but for God's sakes, don't tell Paula. It would get like 404'd in a microsecond. Are you just relaying her tweets manually, or did you code some kind of pass-through layer to automate it? Based on the contents of the tweet, not screaming for help, I assume they're coming from the control simulation. Is there really a Twitter account for Monica? Is there? Hold on a second, I'm gonna look on my phone. Nah, I can't find anything, so I don't know if there is or if there's not, but moving on.